What's going on, everybody? James here, redoptionagency.com. 20 plus years selling on eBay. All right. So it went about an hour and a half with no sales. I'm like, you know what? I can't have a day of no sales. So like I always do, I bail out early and put my 30% sale back on. And had about 18 sales. So not counting, there was what, about 7, so maybe about 11 sales. It's still kind of slow today, but hey, at least I got something. Haven't run into really no errors since I've been uploading and drafting. Doesn't mean there's none out there, but I haven't noticed any as of yet today. Got my 100 items listed, been drafting now. And we are at 6:30. We're only at 6:30, so still plenty of time in the evening to sell some stuff. But I just put that up. That was one of the items I just uploaded. So that already sold, which makes sense, being the playoffs are going on. So that was put in a wrong address. So I refunded him his purchase price minus the shipping, relisted it. Told him to make sure he changed the shipping address this time, and he rebought it. So, biggity bam. Let's go ahead and let's take the numbers and see what's going on today. All right. So we're getting ready to hit 600, so not bad. I have been hanging under 1,000 lately. So, not happy about that. And I don't like this. Like, when I see such gradual graph movements, it usually, from my experience, indicates something's going on with the website, which kind of still does, being that a lot of you guys and myself has experienced server issues and other issues this past week. So that kind of still fits the mode that something is going on with eBay, because when there's not, you got boom, boom, boom. I mean, they're just, they're more random based than following like a lowering or raising pattern, if you will, because we got it going down, and then now we're starting to head back up. Maybe we will see, but yeah. So it looks like we're over 100,000 for the year thus far. Definitely going to be a lower year than last year. I mean, COVID and all that free money helped, really pick up last year, and the economy seems to be getting worse and worse. So don't know what. We just keep pushing through, I guess that's what I like about having a lot of this lower dollar stuff, is when there's not much money out there or people are having money issues, there's at least, cheap options for them to buy. So, and then, see, I don't like that organic number that's been going on, because yesterday was only 12. At a 70 or an 80-20 split. It's usually 70-30 is more closer to normal. There we got an 83-16 split, so, and only 9 that day. Only 8 that day. So that also, too, normally tells me something's going on, because when it's not, there are only 6 that day. Because normally, that's what it usually looks like. Closer to 30 items. So, but all we can do is just keep pressing, keep listing, and keep selling what we can. So let's go ahead and see what's sold and get it listed, or get it shipped, I should say, so I can get back to drafting. Let's go. All right, we'll just start with this and get this out of the way. A little Peebo Brassin vinyl. Nice, colorful album cover there. Just a $5 item headed to Houston, Texas. And like I said in the last video, it seems like the 30% off sales are the sweet spot. So if you're not doing that much in the percentage off on the sales, give it a try and see if it does anything for you. If you don't have much listed, you can always go in and, up your price, say 30%, and then put a 30% sale on and see if that does anything. If you want to do it that way, if you don't want to take any, less for your items. Up them 30%, or do a select few, or, half or something like that. Up the price 30%, and then put in the 30% off sale. See if that helps any. Because it seems like, and from past experience, because when I run 10 and 20, the sales weren't that consistent, whereas 30 just seems like I have consistent sales. So, and then obviously too, it depends on the variety of stuff you have. And that's one reason I like the hats and the CDs and the cassettes, because even though it's 10,000 CDs and it's, 9,000 hats listed, they all have different subject matters. So there's a lot more, it ain't just somebody typing in a hat or CD. They're typing in whatever, and that item might come up. Somebody types in St. Louis Cardinals, one of my hats may come up, as opposed to just, t-shirts or baseballs or tickets or whatever the case may be. So that's what I kind of like about the items that I sell. And then I'm always trying to mix it up too. And I might recommend this. If you're like a collector also, and you've got a lot of nice things in your collection that maybe say that are, that would bring you high traffic in your store. What I did for a time period, and I haven't done it since I've kind of sold out of that stuff because I ended up selling it, I made a folder in my store saying James's stuff, and I put my items in there and put them at astronomical prices just so that item would drive traffic. Like I had a pair of Yeezys. I'm like, I wore them once and I didn't know if I was ever going to wear them again. So I put them in the store, put them at a higher price, and they actually ended up selling for that higher price. So if you're like me and go, well, everything's got a price, but if it's something even you don't want to sell, raise it super high and just use it to drive traffic into your store. So that's another thing too. Just do whatever you can. Share your items on Poshmark, on Facebook, and all that stuff to help try to drive more traffic to your store. Because it's not necessarily about how good the sales are on eBay. It's how many people see your item. That's going to make a difference, because if you put that in front of, a Golden State fan page on Facebook or something like that, you got a higher chance of selling it. And that's not what I did here, but I usually don't go spamming around, but it's just a way you can do things. But I've got too much in my store it would take too much time for me to do all that stuff. But if you got limited stuff, it might be something for you to do and try. But definitely do the Twitter, do the Pinterest, places you don't care about spamming too much. Like I don't spam my personal Facebook page, but I will spam my business Facebook page, and I'll spam my Twitter page, and I'll spam my Pinterest and things like that with my items. So next up, we got this kid size Golden State Warrior Steph Curry jersey. And what's up with Steph Curry's fade? It looks like it's out of focus. When the game was on, was it yesterday or the day before, whenever they played, and my wife was watching it, and his fade just looks like he's got an out of focus section on his head where the TV's out of focus or something, the camera. I'm like, it's messing with my eyeballs. But that could be part 2 with my eye drops, because it still had a little effect on that also. But anyway, Steph Curry jersey sold for $17, headed to Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. Next up, we got an Atlanta Falcons t-shirt, sold for $10, headed to Savannah, Georgia. And another thing I do too, and I've seen other sellers do it, but they don't do it in, I don't feel as a thorough way as I do. The naming of my store, Redoption Agency, it's something unique and it grabs people's attention. My backstory on that I have in the description of the store, basically saying, at 10 years old, I started dumpster diving with my mom. I have an interesting story that kind of grabs at people. So create a name for your store that's unique or different or grabs people, and share your story. People love it when things are more personal, when they don't feel like they're dealing with, a company or like even an eBay seller who has, 10 employees. Make it known that it's you. You're doing this full time to provide income for your family, etc., etc. Make it personal, make it unique, give it something special. And then I run a Facebook ad, and I do a $300 a month, which is $10 a day. The only bad thing is you don't see you see how many clicks it can bring you, but you don't really see if it can generate sales. But I figure for 10 bucks a day, it's getting eyes out there, and I do get more likes to my Facebook page for that also. So it's kind of a win-win there. But I made sure that when I set it up, you see my name, you see my logo, my name, and then you also read my story underneath it. So it just resonates. You know, a lot of people like it and enjoy it, and a lot of people just go on there and say, you know, I love your name and things like that. And that just generates interest and things like that. So if you don't, say you only, you know, make $10,000 a month on eBay, you know, you might try doing a less campaign on Facebook, maybe just $1 a day or $2 a day or something like that, just to see if it generates anything for you. So I'm just trying to help you think of different ways to do it, that I've done it in the past or I am doing it now, that may help during this, because I see a lot of you guys are having real slow sales. So try the 30% off thing. Like I said, up your price if you have to. Just test it and see if it does anything. Sharing on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, all that stuff. So as I'm doing the shipping, I'm trying to think of other ways too to help you. So if anything else pops in my head, I will throw it on here also. So here's that hat that was sent back from a wrong address. So I repurchased it, 20 bucks, and it's headed to Pleasanton, Nebraska. All right, we got this Olympic Games. Been in the store for a little while. I don't even know if I ever got an offer on it, so I got an offer today for 10 bucks. I went ahead and took it. I was hoping that this would sell for more than that, but I kind of feel like this vintage stuff has died down a little bit. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me in my store. I'm not sure, but it seems to me. But I know a lot of the people who buy this stuff's more shopping on like Depop and stuff too. So that could be it also. But this is 10 bucks headed to Miami, Florida. Another thing too, obviously, if you're not promoting, or if you are, if you're not, you should be, I guess. I mean, it's the wave of the future. I mean, you're going to have to. But if you are, and you're only doing like 1 to 5%, I would suggest this. If you don't try the 30% off sale idea I did, try the promoted. Say, okay, up your items to 10% if you're only doing 1 to 5, but go in and raise your prices that amount of percentage too. And then promoting at that percentage is going to get more eyes on your items. And if you do offer people to send a best offer, it could entail, you know, in the long run, generate more sales for you. And you may not be, you know, taking any less for your items. So that is another thing. Up your price 5% and up your percentage 5%. And see if that it will generate more traffic to your store. That's pretty much a given. So I would recommend definitely trying something like that. All right, we've got this St. Louis Cardinals hat. I couldn't figure out who signed it, so I just put signed on it. Kind of looks like Fred Bird or something, but I don't know. So for 9 bucks, headed to North Little Rock, Arkansas. Then obviously offer to watchers. Utilize that. And then the one I keep forgetting about that's newer is sending offers to past buyers. And I keep forgetting about that. I've done it, maybe a total of 3 times so far. And I keep forgetting about it. Yeah, go into marketing, go into buyers groups. And I keep forgetting about this. So I've done it there and there and there. So 3 of them went through and a bunch of others didn't. So I don't know if I did something wrong or if something was going on there. So let me go ahead and see what's going on here. We'll just do, I guess, last 31 day. Or see, I don't know what this entails. It says more than 31 days. Does that mean everything from yesterday back? You know, so I'm not 100% exactly how this works. So let's just do less than 31 days. All inventory. Just give it a name. It's May, right? Is the month. So I'll just call it that. It's going to go out to a total of there. So let me try mess with this. Let's say, so if I do that, it says approximately 10,000. So let's try that. So if this does what it says it does, it should send this offer to 10,000 past customers. So let's see. So I'm going to have to make a new coupon. So let's create that coupon. Coupon code must be unique. Here we go again. So let's do May adoption. Okay, nobody should have that one. And I'm not worried about, let's just type it in May. All right, so this will be a private coupon. Don't make it public, because then anybody can use it. This way, if you make it private and it gets used, you know it worked with sending it to your past customers. So we'll do an extra 10% off. No limit, set a budget, 100, all inventory, sure, price range, blah, blah, blah. Just go ahead and we'll pick the 5th dimension as the thing. Description, let me think of something real quick. Okay, I put, thank you for being a past customer. I'll try that. Maybe that will make them know that they've spent money with me before, and hopefully they had a good experience and they might come back and buy something else. So private coupon, okay. Ends May 26th. So let's see here. What's today? And what I normally do is just do it for a few days in hopes that they see it and you get those sales within a few days. So we'll go ahead and do that. Launch coupon. And it has been launched. So hopefully that went out and worked. And see. Let me see if any of the others worked. I have to go down pretty because I probably deleted all of them. Let's see if it says anything in the buyers groups. No, it doesn't tell me if it worked, and I've deleted all the older ones. So anyway, that's another thing. Make sure you try that. All right, let me get back to stamps here. All right, we got another Cardinals hat. This one sold for $7, headed to Madison, Mississippi. All right, one thing I don't do is really push, sales on YouTube or Instagram, and that's mainly because most of you guys and people on Instagram who follow me are fellow resellers. So the chances of you all or them buying something is very slim. So it's usually really not worth the effort. Usually if somebody buys from you, they like your videos, so they automatically go to your store and look around. And I do appreciate all you guys who do that. But I don't push, my stuff on you guys. That being said, I'm trying to also create these videos of what's sold. But as you've been seeing, I try to every once in a while put up different style of title in order to entice people who are not resellers to maybe click on and get interested into these videos. So I'm trying to, jump that line from resellers to just common people. And I've talked about it before, so I'm trying to do that. So that's just another idea, depending on your following on your, your social medias, on if you should spend time focusing on pushing your items there or not. If you have a lot of followers who are more buyers, then it makes sense to, push there. But like I don't, so I don't mess with anything like that. We've got this jeweled out, beaded out, I should say, jeweled and beaded out hat, sold for $6, headed to Brooklyn, New York. All right, next idea. All right, say you picked up a bunch of vintage toys. We'll do like MD Picker, Shay, picks up a lot of vintage toys. What you can do is this. There are a lot of Facebook groups out there, and there's a lot of them that, don't really want, it's more about collections than it is sales or selling, right? So you kind of put your vintage toys, say, all together, take that picture, go to Facebook, get into those vintage toy groups, and just don't say you're selling them. Just put in the picture going, pick these up this weekend at a yard sale, for instance. And you could get people interested. And what I do when I do things like that is on my Facebook page, I will link my store on my page. Right before I do it, I'll put in, redoptionagency.com, show my store. I'll put, plenty of vintage toys for all, and make that my last post. Then I'll go to these vintage Facebook pages and go, hey, I picked these up today. Check this out. I found these at a yard sale, etc. And gain that excitement. You'll have people interacting with you on that post. Hey, you want to sell any or blah, blah, blah. And then if they don't like spamming on that page, you can say, well, check my page, my store links on my page, or, something like that. And then there'll be people who won't even ask you. They'll just click on your name and your profile. If you're public, if you do that, make sure your post is public when you do your store, link to your eBay store. Make sure it's public. So when somebody outside of your friends, like everything I do is public. I don't care. I don't have nothing to hide. Some people like that secrecy. So if you do that, make sure it's public. And then when people click on your page, they will see your store link, and that could drive more traffic also to your store. So hopefully I'm giving you guys some ideas that you haven't thought of before or have never tried or anything. So, all right, we got this nice Nike sleeveless basketball shirt sold for $7, headed to Puerto Rico. I was hoping for some higher dollar items. I just said this, but I hope it didn't save because I don't go back and check my videos. My phone shut off, so I don't know if it saved this or not. But anyway, it looks like I've got all lower dollar items today so far. So I'm hoping some bigger dollar items will sell coming up here in before the evening's over with. Taylor Dane cassette single sold for $5, headed to Oregon. Rolling Stones, Some Girls with the Clear tape, staying in the area, St. Louis, and sold for $7. Yeah, and just to give you an idea, I'm going on 3 hours now where only one item is sold, and that was that jersey, Steph Curry jersey I put up. So that's the only item that's sold in the last 3 hours for me. So, and I'm running that 30% off sale again. So it's pretty jacked up, man. All right, Richard Elliott, Soul Embrace. Yeah, I saw the stock today, boy. That stock dropped. And then somebody made a comment on my last video about how they were talking about the vault or trying to appeal to card people and cards, Pokemon cards and stuff. So I went and did some research and started reading some articles, and it's like, yeah, their answer was just that their cards are hot. Cards are hot right now. So, I mean, you can't base a whole business like eBay on trading cards. Trading cards is a fad. It goes in and out over the years. I don't know how many times it's gone in and out since I've been alive, and I've only been alive 51 years. So you can't bank a business on just one thing. So it makes no sense. The car part thing makes sense. That makes total sense. That's something I've always wished I could get into, is selling car parts, because there's huge money in that. But I never really had access to junkers and didn't have the room to even deal with that kind of stuff like that. Didn't want to go to junkyards and mess with all that kind of stuff. So I never went down that road, but it's a very smart road to go down. But you can't just do that. And then I saw they're promoting a YouTube video, like a 1-minute eBay video on Facebook. So they're putting all this money into this video, but yet it had like 400 views, and it's been up there for over a month. And I'm like, wow, they're promoting this. It has no views. So that shows you that they're not making, it's a good video. I like it because it talks about selling used items so they don't wind up in landfills and stuff. It's a beautiful video on subject matter wise, but it's not smart to promote and put money into something and it's not working, So I got a feeling if they got a lot of that going on within the company, and the fact that they can't keep their website working properly, is another huge problem. When it is working properly, a lot of the small stuff moves, as you've been seeing for the last month and a half for me. But yeah, they're definitely not making a lot of smart decisions, and I won't be surprised if the CEO is gone soon. If that stock drops any lower, before COVID, it was probably under 40 anyway, $40. So they may give them a little leeway, but I say if that stock drops well below 40, I don't remember what it's at right now, but if it drops below before COVID numbers, I got a feeling he's gone, and they'll be putting somebody else in place. His time, I believe, is limited. And they need to get somebody who sells on eBay. You know, I've got tons of ideas that would make eBay a hell of a lot better, as do probably most of you when you have experience, especially long experience selling on the site. You know what works, what doesn't work. And so they need to really have like a board of sellers or something if they don't get a CEO who has been a long-time seller, if you will. So Richard Elliott cassette sold for $5, headed to Canton, Ohio. I just shipped a CD without, my mind's trying to think of more ideas for you. And I shipped a $4. It was only a $4 CD. But are you ready for a CD lot? Yeah. All right. Taking advantage of my clearance. Buy 2 or more, get 50% off. Both of these CDs sold for $5. Headed to Sierra Vista, Arizona. Yes, we finally got a high dollar item. Thank you. Beautiful. So this classical cassette, I just put this up not too long ago. I remember it because I was watching it to make sure it had nothing Nazi related on it. And I was like, make sure there's nothing Nazi on here so I don't get it taken down. But the sponge. It's headed to China and sold for $56. Biggity bam. I'll give you one guess where this Israel hat is being shipped to. Sold for $10, headed to Israel. All right, that's going to be it for this video. Very little shipped. So if I pull anything later tonight, I will record it or save it for tomorrow morning for tomorrow's video. So hopefully I gave you guys some ideas you can use to hopefully help you out in your sales. And we shall see what happens for the rest of the night and overnights. Still nothing is sold in one item sold in a little over 3 hours. So that is all, and we shall see you in the next video. You ready, baby girl? She looks so comfy. She's like, I don't want to move. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and we will see you in the next video.